And good. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that was good. Hey guys, welcome to the first vlog of my channel. So, I know that lots of you guys have been having real problems with IELTS, and to rate 4 skills from easiest to the most difficult, I would say reading, listening, speaking, and writing. God, I really hate writing. So, with that in mind, I have a friend here over to help us with our writing today. Let's introduce Chris!
Hey guys, I'm Chris from the US. We're gonna do something really exciting today. My most favorite thing in the world, IELTS writing.
Okay, so without further ado, let's go! So, Chris, out of all your years of teaching English, what are some of the differences that you've noticed between Vietnamese academic style of writing and native academic style of writing?
Good question, Khoa. I would say being able to choose the right words and to get to your point as quickly as possible.
Oh wow, honey, look at that! Exactly what I want to do today. That is such a coincidence. Just kidding, this thing is totally scripted. So, with that in mind, let's jump to Exhibit A. The topic that we're going to do today is celebrities in advertising. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Over here on the top side, I have a very good piece of writing with a hint of a Vietnamese style. And at the bottom,
we have a 9.0 IELTS essay on the same topic.
So, what we're going to do with them is I am going to pick out some of the most common problems that Vietnamese students usually have. We are going to try to learn from them, how to avoid them, and how to better our essays. A little bit of disclaimer, since we're only going to focus on style today, I'm going to try to ignore any grammar and vocabulary mistakes that we have. I know, it's going to be very hard, but let's go. Nowadays, to gain more views and attract more customers, advertisers have been paying celebrities to review the products. This is a very good way to start your essay since you started off with a fact. If it is a well-known celebrity, both the advertiser and the company will gain a huge amount of money, which is good for them. This, I would say, is very Vietnamese to me because Vietnamese style of writing, we always try to make things sound interesting, and in order to do so, we usually add a lot of redundant words that we don't really need in academic writing. Chris, what do you think?
I agree. There are some redundant words here. For example, if someone gains a huge amount of money, we assume that is good for them. So, it's okay to just get right to the point. Don't repeat yourself unnecessarily. Moving on the other hand, life of a celebrity is definitely busy. We want to be careful with words like will or definitely and try to stick to using them only when we're using 100% true facts. For example, we don't know that a company will gain a huge amount of money if they use a well-known celebrity for advertising. So we want to limit usage of words like will or definitely to things that are 100% true facts.
Now, let's look at the essay at the bottom to see how they deal with this sentence.
So, in this essay, we start out with a fact. It is true that we are increasingly surrounded by the advertising of companies that want to sell us their products. No one can argue with that. Instead of using words that are 100%, such as definitely or this will, we're using words that are a little more ambiguous or
a little bit tentative.
Yes, tentative. To some extent, I would argue most of. We want to save those 100% words for things that are guaranteed facts and not our opinions.
Good. To sum everything up, tentative words, not definite word. Let's move on to the body. Okay, so let's move on to the second body to see another problem that IELTS students usually make. So my students started this with, while this development can have many perks, a far more significant consequence is the celebrity's busyness. So notice a far more significant consequence. This is a very strong example of how a formal IELTS writing should be, since all of the word choice here are very good. But looking at the yellow parts down here, being a celebrity not only drains their energy, making them more exhausted, but also take away their personal times as well. If you notice this closely, all of these three ideas are pretty much the same thing. Drains the energy, basically tiredness. More exhausted, tiredness. Taking away personal time, somewhat a little relate to tiredness. So, does that sound Vietnamese to you? Yes, it does sound it to me. Since Vietnamese people, we tend to use lots of ways to just present one idea. And this is very highly unrecommended in IELTS. In order to better this, let's look at the bottom text.
So, getting right to the point, let's look at this topic sentence. New versions of products almost always have improved features that buyers may want. Now, in the following sentence, instead of repeating those main ideas, we're giving different examples to add to the main idea. New cars may have greatly improved safety features. They may be more economical to run, or they may pollute less. This adds to the main idea without being redundant or overly repetitive.
So, third tip that you can use for formal and native writing is don't repeat yourself. If you must, use different ideas.
So guys, in conclusion, let's look at the do's and don'ts for our video. Do use objective words to describe facts that you know are true. You can also avoid using absolutes and instead use suggestive words like could, might, may. Don't use personal opinion to present ideas as facts. Reserve your personal opinion to make your main arguments. And lastly, you want to try to avoid redundancies and repetition in your writing and instead focus on communicating your main ideas effectively. For example, do not try to repeat or expand too much text or ideas or phrases or examples or text or...
Yeah, we get it, Chris. Redundancy at its finest. So basically, the last thing that you need to remember is just use many ideas. Don't repeat yourself. If you need more, think of more. That's it for today's guys. Since we're first-timers, please excuse any mistake that we made. Give us some slides, please. This is Khoa signing off. 1, 2...